just want to welcome everyone to Startup Growth Series, where AWS collaborate with Ejad Labs to really focus on running a series of content and workshops that are helping startups, high potential startups like yourself to learn more about the best practices from experts in different areas, from fundraising to business growth. And I think that for some of you, you may have been approached or have been engaging with some representatives from AWS to learn more about how you can benefit from our AWS startup programs in terms of technology funding, in terms of technical support, and access to consultation with our technical experts, and also some other programs on fundraising that we are working on to help more startups like yourself to move on to the next stage. So I'm not going to touch more on that because I think that some of you are already exposed to that. But if not, I think that the team has actually prepared a document in the WhatsApp group. If you're already in the WhatsApp group, there will be a document where there's a list of different perks and benefits that you can have access to. And we are also in the group as well. Me and Catherine, Shihab, Ajis, we're all in the group. And if you have any questions or things that you're looking at for support in terms of technology or business or fundraising, you can always reach out to us in the group, and happy to take it on and figure out how we can actually help you in that area. But yeah, I'm not going to take up much of the time for Waqas to actually go straight into the crux of the day. Yeah, so really happy to see everyone here. So excuse my background noise. I'm actually on vacation now, and I'm actually in man-made beach, just taking some time off to release some negative ions through sinking my feet in the water. So yeah, but happy to be a part of this session, and really looking forward to Waqas session. And please feel free to ask any questions. And I think this is a really good opportunity to learn and share. And I think that people management, organizational culture, has been something that a lot of startups are looking at and focus on right now because of how we are working remotely, and how working with teams and how managing people has changed because of this new environment that we're in right now. So I'm really looking forward to learning from Waqas session today. Thank you, everyone, and looking forward to catching up with you. If you have any questions, would like to engage us, happy to take it up. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Kai. Good evening, everyone. So thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Ejad Labs and especially Amazon, and I extend my gratitude for Amazon Web Services for entering into the Pakistan and giving their focus on startup ecosystem. And to all founders, this is a very right opportunity to all of you, because in our times, no one ever, companies like Amazon, they never entered into Pakistan market. Now they are building these, conducting these workshops where all those founders, co-founders, and the mentors are also there. They are going to help you and grow. And it's all about connections, which is going to uplift the game. Okay, so introducing myself, my name is Waqas. I'm the co-founder as well as the managing director here at VisionX. Born and bred at Terbela Dam. My father was the pioneer of Terbela. By profession, I am electrical engineer. Then I did MBA. I used to work for telecom, power sector organizations. I was part of World Bank for good 5 years. And then in 2017, the journey of VisionX started. Besides that, I'm a life coach. I help people, I help companies, how they can scale, how can they focus on few habits, develop few habits in order to grow and uplift their game. Okay. So, I always, I'm a strong ambassador of, few things. People don't remember, your products. People don't remember your companies. People remember the story of your products. People remember the story of your companies. So here, when Arzish approached me, I started thinking, because people is a dry subject. People would say, okay, hiring is not an issue. But, I would just like to, I took some pictures in 2018 when we used to be at Technology Incubation Center at NUST. Just look at their, dates and timings. 4th April, 5 a.m. 31st March, 11:45 p.m. And look at their joy on their faces. There is nothing that they are worried. So these 12 people literally, working for good 30 days in 15 by 15 square feet rooms in Technology Incubation Center at NUST. They were not worried about their food. They were not worried about the timings. They were not worried about any extra benefits. And I still remember we used to go out at 3 a.m., just to re-energize ourselves and, for a walk in NUST. And these people build a product called PackageX. PackageX is a last yard package handling solution. It's been deployed in more than 40 countries, 170 cities, close to 1,000 locations across the globe, supporting 17 different languages. The question is why they did what they did. Linking to another story, which I remember, here you can see a hand painting the walls. In 2017, we hired our first talent acquisition partner, Sarah Arshad. Now she is happily married in Saudi Arabia, located over there. And we tried to renovate our offices. And she painted those walls along with director administration. Was that part of their JDs? That she had the talent acquisition partner or director administration, they have to paint the walls? No. But why they did what they did? The question is, and I still remember, the famous Chobani yogurt in US. Because I relate that to with that example. He said they moved to one of their factories where, for good 3 months, they painted their walls and, established those factories. So he said, once we were painting those walls, we established the bond between each other. And that bonds, gives you the strength to deliver more and do beyond your JDs, do beyond their timing without caring anything. So the question remains same. So I would like to ask, I don't want this to be one-sided, session. I just want why these people do what they do. So anyone would like to, add something here? Any thoughts? So. Okay.
Waqas, would you like them to type in the chat or would you like them to raise their hands so that they can add?
I have no issues. I just want it to be interactive. If they want to write in chat, I have no issues. I'm fine.
Great, guys. So if anyone wants to write in the chat or if anyone wants to elaborate something जो chat के अलावा आप करना चाहते हैं, तो if you can raise your hand and then we can unmute you.
If there is no question, so so let me move forward because I can't see anything here. Okay. So, generally, why people deliver more than expected? Yes, I think there is something. Because they love to do what they do. Yeah. But I think because vision they are working for it is, yeah. Satar and Saad, yeah, absolutely right. So there are 4 things, the 4 drivers, if someone is doing something. The first one is feeling part of the organization. Acting like one body, you feel the pain in a foot and the whole body, feels it. And the people, they own it. So once they are a feeling of belonging that, okay, this is our thing, this is my product, that if that thing is there, these are the drivers. They understand why they are doing what they are doing. They understand the purpose. Okay, what product they are building, why it is going to help other humans. And this is going to give them a sense of achievement that, okay, the work they are doing is not something very, normal. They are doing something that they are part of that journey. So belonging to purpose, to achievement, these are the things. And then there is so much energy, young people, they prefer to join startups because there is energy. Like in our organization, average age out of like 170, I will go into the details, average age is 26.5 years. I am one of the oldest people in the organization. So, the young people, so if someone asks me why you started that, I always say one thing: the people in the organization, when they are coming, the passion they are having, and they are don't caring about anything else, and they are putting their 200%, and then you will see the fruits. So these are the, four things. And once we started that solution of, to product journey, because I always say startup build solution initially. And once they start interacting with the customers help them to build a product. So look at the, muscle to success, how these guys have transformed. So they were like 12 people. I am glad to say that out of those 12 people who built that product, 9 are still with us. Ali Khan, who was product manager at that time, now he's director digital platform and cybersecurity, almost 30 people reporting to him. Sami was just a machine learning engineer. Now he's engineering manager of PackageX. Mudassir, who joined as, Android developer, he moved to iOS. Then he learned, Java, and right now he's lead customer products for one of the Fortune 500 clients. And then Saad is there. He joined us, as a junior developer. Now he's back-end lead. So it's not just a product journey. It's a people journey who are linked with that product is also there. So for this, I literally asked all of them why you did actually what you did. So common 4 things which came up. They said there was a huge learning curve. Each day we were learning new things. There was so much excitement that, okay, we are learning and we are failing and then we are learning and there is a success. There is a failure, there is a success. So there's a huge learning curve, and that was one of the reason they did everything. Sense of ownership, because they said this was our product. They still say this is our product. We built it from scratch. There are many versions of that same product in the past 2.5 years, but still the essence of ownership was there. Working for a unicorn, like we were nothing, and we are building a product and we have one customer, big customer. Such an exposure. Each day there are meetings, each day there are demos happening. So that was something, not only, you are learning new technologies, but communication skills, to the pace of delivery, how we deliver, and at a fast pace, because it is a fastly changing environment, how you adopt yourself. And it was all about transparency. So we still work almost in a flat organization. Yes, there are managers, but everyone is approachable. So the transparency was there. Everyone in that team was working everything. Literally, I was doing the QA at that time. Even product manager was doing the QA because that was their own thing. So sense of ownership was there. There was a lot of exposure. There's a lot of transparency and teamwork, and the learning curve was huge. So those were the 4 reasons that pushed them to do beyond what was required to do. And it's not just the people who have to do. The leadership has to play its part. Even it's a 5 or 10 people team, starting from rethink the art of impossible, like set up aspiration, some take some bold initiative, bold steps, appreciate failures. I always say failure is a bruise, it's not a tattoo. You will fail one time, second time, third time, but you will succeed end of the day. Fail fast, scale fast, and win as a team. And then from managing to enable, like how you hire a character, and then train the skill. You need to hire a character. Don't go for everything that, okay, you have to hire a character, and then you lead them by an example, and then train to become a master of it. Once you hire the right people, then you harness them with the power of technology. Provide them, the tools to bring more transparency. Tools are basically dumb. It's the people who make those tools, enable and make them intelligent. And that brings more fluency to work as well. And the last one is, translate purpose into actions. Like talking is one thing, and then you have to act, and you have to act very strong at a timely manner so that they feel that part of the team, they are all gelled together. And so I divided this, slide into three things. One is, this is the vision part, and then the people parts, and the last one is the culture. So these are my thoughts that the founders see a vision and articulate the future, which other people cannot see. And this gives, this vision, gives founder strength and conviction overall, an unfair advantage on others. And the founders found this initial opportunity and, start thinking about it and then diving deep into those areas, and the clarity comes in day by day. And this compelling vision leads to the conviction, and vision sets the true north, for others. And that becomes a strategic guide overall. And that conviction helps others to believe in you, what you believe. And I would like to give an example. When we were in NUST, in Technology Incubation Center, it was very hard for me to convince people to join the organization. Because, in NUST, you are sitting over there and they don't know, okay, your company very well. And I still remember I used to do interviews where I have to even sell my own self that, okay, well, you should join it. You should join the organization because we are going to do this thing and that thing and that thing. And I literally remember two of very good resources, my colleagues, they joined us and they had an offer from a very good company. And we offered 20,000 rupees less than what those companies were offering. And they joined us. So it's all about like your belief in your product, your vision, and that vision is going to define everything from your product to your people. So these are my thoughts on the vision. So any questions on this? I would love to, hear any questions, suggestions, and we can have a discussion here. Shihab, I think.
If anyone would like to add anything, we can actually, we have a time slot where we can have a discussion. So agar aap mein se kisi ne, if you want to add anything, have any feedback on what Waqas said, have any experiences to share, have any questions specific to your startups that you would like to ask him regarding the vision part. So if you can please raise your hand and then we can go ahead.
Should I move ahead?
Okay, I have a question. So,
okay.
So how do you make a team member or more than one team member a part of the vision? कि आपने vision अपनी वाली तो you have a vision as a founder, right? But how do you kind of make your team feel inclusive or included in terms of thinking your vision or owning that vision, having that team own that vision?
Yeah, so first of all, as I mentioned earlier, so first of all, you should be very clear in which direction you want to take your company or a startup or any product you want to build. First, you should be very clear, and then you have the conviction. And once your vision is very clear, you have a strong conviction that okay, this is going to work. This is going to work. And once you build the MVP initially, so everyone start that okay, it's the vision is coming into life. So those are the things, small things like small milestones which attracts the people. So we used to build like small things, and few people say no, it's not gonna work, and few say it's gonna work. But once it started working, we started traction in the market. They said, yeah, it's really working, and then it started growing, and people started believing in you because you have to sell yourself. You have to convince them. But once your conviction has to be 200% strong, then you are going to convince anyone else. And that's the North Star, which is going to be your guiding principle, I would say.
Right. And I think we also have a comment, Saad is saying usually founder has a strong belief in the product, but how do you transfer that belief to your team members working for the product?
Yeah, of course. Once you start interaction, with your team members, I would say like this is in the next part. I don't want to go into the next part, but you have to interact with your team. Like you have to play as a team member, and they would see the results because few things in Pakistan. The issue is people start doing research, and for the sake of research, they lost the opportunity. So you have to iterate very fast, very quickly, and then act. You iterate, you pivot, and then you act, and then you pivot, you act. So once you are doing that, definitely people are going to believe in your vision because you have a strong conviction and you see some traction and you develop that MVP because it's not a thought, it's live. And then you scalability and other things when they start, okay, people are loving it, people have started adopting it, and that's the reason that okay, and then word of the mouth things they would start, and you get the traction definitely. But initially you have to convince you, like I said, I used to take like 1 hour long interviews just for the people who are really interested because I can see their value. I can feel their passion of, building products, their passion for machine vision, passion for, doing something different. So those are the things, behaviors you can judge in your interview. It's not like 1+1 is gonna be 2 or 11. No. So you have to make your judgment call. You have to ask some tough questions as well. Why this and why not this? And if they want to have a 9 to 5 job, that's a different mindset. So if someone is joining startup, you have to be very clear, open, and transparent that okay, this is there is a huge learning curve, and life is going to be just like a roller coaster onwards. Then they are going to start believing in you. But first, your conviction, your belief, and you have the muscle to sustain. You have to have persistence and patience whatsoever you are trying to do. I hope I have answered the question.
So he has a follow-up question. What would be the questions in general? I think the interview questions that you would ask to gauge someone if there is good fit or
not. So typically I ask different question. I used to ask like starting from, what do you want to be in life to, what is your passion? If there's a deadline, what is going to be your reaction? And people gave me such answers that I don't sleep until and unless I solve the problem. So you see the passion in them that, okay, they wanted to do something good. And I see that, okay, few people say, we join your startup because after 2 years, we want to build our own company. So we want to learn everything what you guys are doing. And that gives that, okay, these have the urge, they are hungry birds. They are hungry lions, and they are going to roar with me. I am not going to be alone. I am not, this founder has to be, you know, aggressive. I am telling you, you have to be aggressive and you have to convince them. And there are so many other questions you can ask. Like I typically have one word that describes you as a person. So that gives me a flavor that, okay, what is he a team player? Because there are some people who are individual contributors. So you have to separate the individual contributors from the team players. And once your company grow, you need to have the individual contributors as well, because they are the architects. They want to do something alone, but they are great guys. So once you start, you have to hire the character, literally, that the person who is willing to put like 200% and he's vested in it. So that's how, you know, you start building the muscle of your startup.
Absolutely. Achha, so we have another question as well from Jawad. Did you offer any shares of your company to your initial employees?
So in our case, again, we were lucky. So okay, I wanted to focus it on people, but you know, the question is, so when we started VisionX, we were, you know, building customer products, like purely services things we were doing. But down the road, we built our own product. So we had that, you know, the financial pipeline coming in. So we didn't have, that thing with us. So people who were asking for, you know, monetary benefits, we were giving them. So we haven't given as such shares yes, we will offer definitely at some stage, but right now, to be honest, no. Because and for you guys, if you are starting very, you know, at the very beginning, yes, you can, but don't offer, you know, upfront 5%, 7%, 10%. No, it has to be like a 4 years roadmap, 3 years roadmap. That, okay, year one, okay, you get X%. Year two, once we achieve that, then you get another X%, and then you get another X%. So it has to be like this, because people ask for upfront, but you are paying them, and then they are part of, they are also equity holders.
Absolutely, that makes sense. So if no one else has questions, I think we can move forward.
Okay. Yeah, 30 minutes. I didn't know the time passes so quickly. Okay, good. Okay, so coming to this thing, this is like our typical journey of building a Rockstar team. Okay, so how VisionX, Rockstar team journey started. Just to give you background, in 2017, just look at the numbers. 2017 headcount was 17, where the first people business partner joined. 2018, we were 51. 2019, we were 130. And now we are more than 170 in 2020. 3 offices, the headquarters in New York, then here in Islamabad, 1 office in China as well, in Shanghai. Look at that scale. Once you are hiring people at that scale, so you have to do certain things. I would like share some basic, things with you. And what helped us, build a Rockstar team? First of all, to begin with, you have to establish your personal connection. If you guys have seen Jerry Maguire, it's a Tom Cruise movie where he's saying, win someone, cash someone. Win someone, cash someone. And it is real, I'm telling you. When you establish that bond, forget about anything else. When you establish the bond, forget about salary even. And you need to be a team player yourself. Oh, I am the co-founder. No, I'm the founder. No, I am your colleague. That's my, me has to go. Ego has to, cross ego. Ego is gonna be recipe for the disaster. You have to be a team player. You have to, be with them. Don't like, okay, do your work. I'm leaving. I'm going home. No, it's not going to work. You have to stay with them. You have to, even you are not a contributor, but you own the company. Being the founder, you own the company. So you have to be there in the tough times. At night, if they are not sleeping, you should not sleep. You should be with them in the office. And then the journey would start, Once you are at one level, they will talk. They will share their own thoughts. And then the connection establishes. And then they become your brand ambassador of your startup. And then they are going to talk to everyone positive things, and they are going to kill all those negativity whatsoever is arising. Second thing is the most important thing. You have to value diversity. Diversity, like people say, okay, diverse background, male female ratio. No, it's not that. It's not only that. You have to hire people, like in our case, people from KPK to, interior Sindh, they are with us, to Punjab and Kashmir, all those places where people from different, background, they are here. All people from different even religion, they are working with us. And then why diversity is important? We all say, think out of the box. How can you think out of the box when you are sitting in the box? And life is already we are all living in a box life. This cell phone is just like a box sitting in front of a laptop. It's a box. And this room is again a box. So how you bring the people from diverse backgrounds, and then they start sharing their own experience, their own journeys. And then the creativity comes in. And then the different perspective comes in. And then you see that, okay, your team is growing and they are grooming, they are helping each other. And this is VisionX, people strategy overall. So our people function is not just an administrative office while sitting and, receiving applicants and just hiring people. No, we become strategic business partners. Our people team, they work with the technical folks. They work with finance. So they think about employee experience. Okay, how people are joining us, how interview is going to be structured, how they are being entertained when they enter into the facility, into your office. And they are the guardians, the people function, they are the guardians of the culture. And this all positive employee experience, from hiring to retention to exit, that is a journey overall. And that journey, they should remember, okay, they haven't been hired, but once they enter into your office or facility, how they were treated. And it's all about data driven, how you capture, small points, data points. I will talk about the data points. And these data points are give you the dividends down the road. So I would not go into the details, but still, how to hire your team. Understanding your hiring needs. There has to be a business case. Hiring should not be for the sake of hiring. And it should not be like, okay, I'm stuck with some backend, so hire a backend resource, and down the road, 3 months, you say, okay, work is gone, let's fire the individual. No. Then you should hire a consultant who should do the job and then leave, because employee experience matters a lot. You have to have, like, overall define your budget, skill set, what are going to be required. So understanding your hiring needs from technical folks to business folks is very, very important. And this is like, people say, okay, they will Google it and they will go to the Glassdoor and they will find some good JDs over there. But literally focus on the key skills. People observe what is written in your JDs. People go for plagiarism even. That okay, this is, are they serious guys? Are they copying Amazon or some? It's good to copy, the big companies, but don't copy for the sake of copy. Like, use your brain and include something, because you are hiring a character, not for a skill only. And then painting the whole picture. Okay, what the individual is gonna do once he joins the organization. So those things have to be written in the JDs too. And in our case, initially we were managing everything on Excel, but now we are using, there are different applicant tracking system, for each position, you track them, and there is a very good, search feature in those applicant tracking system. You can even go for university searching, because they extract all the information from the CV, and then use all those different channels. In Pakistan case, Rosie to Monster to Indeed to referrals, that could be done. Build a positive, candidate experience. That someone has applied and you haven't shortlisted, send them an email that you have not been shortlisted. Don't, there is no harm in sending one email, one liner email. The experience matters a lot. It's all about, like I said in the start, it's the stories people are gonna be remembering of your product, of the company as well. And it's the experience, the people who are going to be interviewed, they are going to be telling you. And how you interview them, assess them, the interview questions have to be written, how someone is approaching them, is it appropriate time, how you approach them on different channels. That is something which needs to be established from the beginning. Don't ask random questions, because people are intelligent. People are people. Like, they can ask you tough questions during interview. And you need to have, if your startup is, growing, you need to have people from diverse background, like diversity, and they ask some different questions. And then, you can talk about analytical skills tests, aptitude tests, to everything that could be done. There are tons of things available on internet. Continuous improve your thing, your hiring continues. If why someone has not joined your company, you send an offer and people have not joined it. So do something. These matrices are very critical. These data points, I would talk about data points. Time to hire, how much time took for from advertising a position to hiring someone. What is their offer acceptance rate, to building a full pipeline, and the number of hours they training they have been done. All those things are common matrices, positive interview score to everything. These matters a lot. And then always give response to the candidates. It should not be something you guys are should be doing, but you should be timely respond to the people. Focus on onboarding, how their day one is going to be. Just think about your onboarding, that okay, you join an organization, what do you want? What do you want from an organization? Should they greet you? Your systems are there or systems are not there. Your table is being allocated. Even you are in any incubation center, definitely you have to place, table, everything, some small card, greetings from the management that, okay, welcome to your company, and some small note, and that gives a very good, experience overall. So any questions here at this point of time? Okay. So
I think we can go on and maybe take the questions at the end.
So this is something like our experience. So sourcing channels, 45% people we have hired, they came through referrals from our own people. They are referring their friends and their friends are referring. It's going to the previous slide. The experience they are having with your organization is going to change their mindset to become the brand ambassadors of your organization. That they are walking, they are talking about the company, they are talking about the product. 45% referrals, people have been hired at VisionX. 43% through LinkedIn, the best tool available. We just hire like 88% just from referral and LinkedIn. And we offer like each referral we are paying to our people. So sometimes it's 5,000 rupees, sometimes it's 10,000, sometimes it's 25,000. If the skill set is very rare, we can go up. So that, it's very easy. And they, referrals come and, if they get something extra, $200-300, why not? First, they're, they are obliging someone, and then they are, getting reward from the company. And then 10% from different job portals, and 2%, like for example, last year we had to hire like 25 people in a month. So we could not hire like everyone. So we outsource it to different external agencies, and they, gave us CVs and they did the shortlisting. Then interviews and assessment. So at us, we are following 4 stages: technicals, and then, behavioral attributes, everything is being done over there. On average, 500 applications we receive per job. 43% is the positive score, 90% is the acceptance level. Once people join us, we walk them through a 3 days orientation program, and it's all based on activity. And once they are joining, so I'm being the co-founder, I welcome them. And at the end, the CEO, Farrokh, he had some coffee session with them, a virtual coffee session with them. So he's based in US. So starting from the leadership, ending at leadership, that also matters a lot. And 96% is our satisfaction score once we talk about the onboarding. So each data point, we are taking like the feedback from the people where we are standing. Once the person has been onboarded, so we do performance management. In your case, it all depends. You go for KPI, we follow objective and key result based, performance management. But it has to be linked with the company goals. It has to be linked. It should not be something different whatsoever, the individual is doing. It has to be linked with the company goals. And then we do quarterly assessments, and those quarterly assessments, we identify these are the potential resources which are going to help and grow with us. And then we invest on them. And it's not just an investment, financial. We give them, like in our case, we partnered with Udemy and LinkedIn Learning. They are not very expensive programs. You just partner them and give them access. So this few, there are, mandatory trainings, and then they can learn, on their own as well. We also do few learning activities. Their managers' feedback. We define their career path as well. So everything is there. Succession planning. Okay, who is going to replace which person? That should be there. People always forget that, okay, people are going to stick around, yes, but they will leave for their own reasons too. So you need to have a pipeline, okay, succession planning, okay, who is going to, replace which resource, and you need to identify the critical resources as well. And then the external mapping as well, that, okay, that guy who's working in that company could be a good fit for the future role. So that should also be in consideration. And then we offer here a global mobility. We have offices in US. We send them abroad in order to understand the customer assignments. In December 2019, like 7 people went over there to US to meet the clients and have the interaction. So these are the things what we do when we talk about people management. So it's all about like how we optimize resources, how we train the resources, and how we maximize, that, okay, people who are, groomed, they are trained, and now they maximize their value in the organization. That matters a lot. People always look for reward and recognition is not just, salaries. In Pakistan, I would be honest here, a startup getting some funding, they will multiply the salaries by 2 and they hire the resources. But you have to offer market competitive salaries. You have to offer initially, if you can offer some bonus structure to your people, like at the end of the year, 1 or 2 salary, depending on your, organization, and then some benefits too. Provident fund, gratuity as per the, law of the land, few things are required. So, and also in case of health insurance, they are not expensive. IPD is not expensive. It's just like 800-900 rupees on a monthly basis. We just need to reach out to insurance companies, and you will see they're quite cheap. So you can offer it. It's not very, very expensive, but this gives, people that, okay, they take care about health, they take care about, our benefits too. So these are the things which you need to consider, and also offer them like salary structure, like 70% should be, ideally it should be base salary, and then the 30% could you divide in transport, fuel, or mobile use, everything you can do it. Giving you a few examples, like CEO, and now these are the things which is not linked with anything financials. On LinkedIn, you can post, appreciate, your people over there. Resources, colleagues, appreciating other colleagues. And then the teams who build like AR, VR stuff here, and we were recognized as the 7th fastest, most innovative company in AR domain. So we give a shout out to our teams. So you can do such activities that doesn't require any financials. So that's all about like data driven. There are so many HR metrics available. Go to CIPD, Chartered Institute of Personal Development, or Society for Human Resources. Go over there and just find out, Google it, and there are so many tons of matrices available that based on that you can see time to hire, to number of hours people spend to come, your turnover ratio. These are the things which you can find out on that. Build an employee 360. Which organization, what is their age, they are graduate from which university, okay, they left you, where they do their exit interview, know the reasons why they are leaving you. So at joining, you ask them why you are joining. At leaving, you should ask them why you guys are leaving. So then you have the whole 360, and you need to have the employee engagement surveys on a quarterly basis, on a monthly basis, whatsoever suits you. But you need to have a pulse of your organization while they are motivated or not. And these are the checkpoints overall, the journey checkpoints, and that is going to help you in decision making overall. So that's how VisionX works. And we are working, our people team is very smart. They are working on all those, small data points. They're capturing everything. Okay. So this is going to be helping us. So just sharing with you guys that this might help in your case as well. Any questions? So first one was the vision, and this is the people, section. The last section is going to be for the culture.
So does anyone have any questions, any experiences you want to share, anything that you would like to add?
Okay, I think our colleagues are going to ask at the end. I am a strong believer.
I hope, yes. In the meanwhile, if you want to ask a question to, just gauge something, just go ahead and, maybe they can write in the chat answers, any experiences.
Yeah, so the question comes in, what is culture for you guys? Anyone wants to write what is culture? Uh, Question, culture of any organization.
Okay, guys, what does culture mean to you for your own organization, for any other organization, just generally in an organizational perspective? Um, what is culture to you? Please chat में लिखते हैं. I hope that all of you are here and listening, carefully. Waqas is very thoroughly covering the various aspects. So just keep writing in the chat and we'll take a look. And Waqas, do you want to go ahead in the meanwhile?
Okay, so my definition of culture is different. I think culture is something people are doing in the organization when no one is watching. Because people ask me, what is the culture of your organization? I always say, come to our office and see how we are operating. Because that is like something which you feel once you are entered into any office. And we strongly believe that, okay, the people who are joining, they are aligned with VisionX mindset, with our culture. And we are so much invested in our culture. It's not just written on the walls, how we practice each day. And culture is gonna come from top to bottom. Don't expect people to, build a culture. First, you being the founder and the co-founder and the leaders, you have to act responsible. You have to set the examples, then expect from others to behave in that manner. So, and just going, all people always talk about like three things. Once you talk to any startup, they would say people, process, technology. When the people are there, when the right processes and using the right technology, it's gonna scale. The answer is yes, but the answer is no as well. Until and unless you have that culture umbrella over it, it's not going to flourish. If you are promoting a culture of, negativity, it's going to trickle down. It's going to impact the whole organization. Culture lives inside the people, and people are going to build those values, and you have to define your company values way too early. These are few VisionX values. We call it VisionX mindset, and we hire people based on that. Taking few examples, when we say we are customer obsessed, what comes into your head? Okay, building product with customer, requirements. Not just this. You have to understand how they are going to use and feel whatsoever is in the presentation even. Forget about products, how you are going to interact with your customers. Are you on the same page? Are you following everything? The international marketing rules, the barriers, cultural barriers, are you thinking of that? Not only these customer obsession, you have to understand them in and out. In case of package X, what we were doing, we were sitting with the client day and night. We went to Shanghai, even we didn't sign any contract. We sat with them for 1 month to understand their problem, how they are using your application, how they are feeling, what is their feedback, and then act on it. You have to act fast because there are other people who are competing you. So you need to set the right values upfront. They need to, like, we dive deep. It's not like diving deep into the ocean, but it is, yes, thinking regarding customer obsession to solving a problem. How you think, not just that on a surface, but go into it from even customer point of view, that what are the competitors are doing, what we are doing, what market is driving us. We do more with less. Like, why you need to write 150 codes when a code of 15 lines can solve the same problem? Why you need to have 10 slides when one slide can give the same meaning of that? It is something you need. Being founders, co-founder, you have to tell them. You need to hire people based on your values. We are self-aware. We respect each other. Being leaders, you have to show, you have to practice it. It's not just be written something on the walls and you say, okay, these are the things which are written over there, until and unless you practice them. So you need to have your own values. Okay. Okay. And once you know you have those values and you are practicing them, and there would be a lot of engagement within your people. And these are not ours. These are surveys done for Fortune 500 companies. 21%, when the engagement is higher, 21% higher profitability and productivity. People are more engaged. People love to do, they love to do extra what is beyond their JDs, as I mentioned in the first or second slide. 37% less turnover, less absentees. People are showing up. Even they are, suffering, they will come because they feel that they are part of that journey. Products, definitely. Once they are passionate, and then they will write the code from their heart. Bug-free code. My dear friends, bug-free code. Once the people are engaged. Build a community, like family. Oh, forward. Okay, let me go back. Okay, build a community. And then once you build that community, you grow your business. You have to be transparent. You have been leaders, you have to over communicate because people will talk. How you kill all this negativity once you start opening up. And once you have a flat organization where everyone is welcome into your room. I just remember, one of a startup, he posted his picture on LinkedIn that 50% of the space was the CEO office, founder's office, and at the 50% of the space, 9 people are sitting. You can utilize that space. You can have good meeting rooms. You can have open communications. So you have to over communicate. You have to focus on, like, you have to act whatsoever is written. You have, until and unless you act while talking, okay, you walk, you talk to people, you understand your problems. And you have to become a good listener. Leaders have to be a good listeners. And then you get the engagement. Okay, we will walk into the room. They are going to listen to us. And then you have to invest in them. Once their personal goals align with the company goals, sky is the limit. Forget about other things. Once their personal goals align with the company goals, then it's just like a rocket going up. And they have to, like, your mindset, your values should be aligned with your business values. There has to be a sync between them. And you have to grow your culture across the organization. And then you will see the dividends once you start going. Again, few pictures of VisionX engagement, celebrating Women's Day, to, having New Year breakfast where myself and Farooq, we are, hosting our colleagues, fireside chats, events are happening, going on hikes, and, celebrating Orange Day. So these are the few things which we have been doing in the past as well. And then we are giving that environment, you sow a seed into the soil, and then you have to water it on a daily basis and whatsoever is required. And then you grow, and you have to provide them an environment. Okay, these are the few pictures of our office. All of you, like 20 people, more than welcome to come and see, meet our folks over there. I'm happy to help. how we build everything. Some cool rooftop, they go over there for smoke breaks, some meeting rooms to, some good cafe within the office. So once we started very small with 15 by 15 rooms. Now God has been very kind. So we are almost at 15,000 square feet here in Islamabad. So yeah, so these are the few pictures. And it's all about like head, heart, hand transformation. How you envision your future, like telling them, okay, this is something which we are going to achieve, the vision part. And then you have to inspire, empower your people that feel, the connection, emotional connection has to be established. And then agility is going to come, the hand with everything what you do. One thing what you say, other thing what you do, what you act matters a lot. And then your people are going to write the right code. Then they are going to write the right feedback. Then they are going to become your, again, saying the same thing, brand ambassadors. So it's all about head, heart, and hand transformation. At the end, this is one of my favorite quotes. Your people are literally, they are fireflies. How you put them in a box, in a transparent jar, so that the light will glow, and that light is going to tell you the path. It's all about people. It's all about the people who build your product. It's the people who serve other people. People who are on the other side, you call them clients, and people on here side, we call it startups and the company, and it's the people power. Care about your people. They are the real, the source, and that is the strength you are having behind any startup. Behind any successful product, there are people behind the product. But it's all how you drive the organization. It's the responsibility of the founder, how he holds that jar, and all those fireflies are in it, and then showing the paths towards success. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you, Waqas, for such a detailed discussion on so many different aspects. So now we'll actually open for questions. If anyone has any questions, they want to type them, or if you want to talk to Waqas, we can just unmute and you can talk to him directly also. So if you can raise your hand, अगर किसी ने question कोई करना है, and then we can go ahead. And in the meanwhile, I also have a few questions. So the first question is कि as an organization grows, जब आप startup होते हैं तो 3 लोग बैठ के साथ बात कर लेते हैं, but as you keep growing, there's like a disconnect, and like you said that there needs to be a sense of community and there needs to be constant conversation. But how do you go about that? In terms of the documentation and all the conversations that are happening at various levels, उसको अगर आप document करते हैं, do you have, for your own organization as an example, अगर हम consider करें, do you have some kind of a document manual, something, which has all the communication? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, first of all, you have to establish your, people policies, everything, processes. They have to be crystal clear, because they should know that, okay, in this case, I have to approach this individual. Okay. So that's everything is written and that has been published to all the people who are in your organization. And yes, everything is being documented, but you have to empower your people. So the middle management plays a very important role once you scale. You have to empower your middle management, and then they are the people who are responsible for the people who are reporting to them. So that's how it should work, but that doesn't mean that there has to be disconnect from the leadership. So you need to have an open door policy, and you have to be on the floors all the time, and you have to be accessible. You have to be available in order to understand in case of any grievances, and you have to address them very rightly. That's how. But documentation, yes, documentation is the key, and the processes and the procedures, they have to be established. Otherwise, everyone is going to be everywhere.
Right, absolutely. So I think Muhammad Sattar has added a comment, a great positive energy this session transferred to us along with the right vision. Okay, great. So, so I have another question as well. Okay, any mistakes that you made along the way? Matlab in retrospect, though, everything is nicely connected, all the dots connect and everything. But any mistakes that you made along the way in terms of hiring or your koi bhi team members that you would like to advise the startups not to make?
So many mistakes, like hundreds of mistakes, and a lot of failures too, because there is no success if there are no failures, to be honest. My journey, I started with a failed startup with the name urs.pk. It's a real estate portal. It's still live. It has traction, but I could not convert that into any, money, because startup you have to paisa aayega to kaam chalta hai. You cannot drive bumpy. It's a bumpy road, frankly. It's a roller coaster. And there are reasons behind it, but that doesn't mean that, okay, you give up. You try another time, and then you try another time. And there were good hires and there were bad hires too. Once, like at a scale where we are cybersecurity to privacy, data privacy, we bought insurance of millions of dollars. And that costed a lot. So we have to be very careful, like background check to everything is being done. So those are the things these are the lessons which we have learned, and each day there are challenges. So many challenges that, okay, still, the middle management, they have some issues, or with the junior people, they are interacting with them, conflict resolution to everything. So I would not say one thing, there are so many challenges, but you have to focus on few things. Number one is empathy should be there. I have no dollars coming in, I am here, you are still here. Your level is still here. There are so many good people, better than you. And I still say there are so many good companies better than us. So learning curve should not stop. I even learn from my colleagues. Each day they have different skill set, and God has created us very differently. Each person has unique skill set. You have to learn, and you have to adopt all those changes on a regular basis. So failures, like I told you, failed startup and then a successful startup. So, we spent almost good 13 to 14 months on that. And it was all, again, bootstrap. So those are the things, but failure is it happens. But without failure, once you start appreciating failures, people are not going to take risks. And once people are not going to take risk, how can you expect the innovation? And look at Elon Musk. कितने मिसाइल नहीं चले, कितने SpaceX नहीं चला और अब चल पड़ा. अब कहते हैं सब अच्छा है, creative है. पहले everyone is criticizing, and I used to post on my LinkedIn where he was about to try, because his mentors, the heroes which he used to like, they criticized him that SpaceX is not going to work. But it worked. And it worked, and now everyone is saying, yeah, he's an amazing guy. But people criticize, like, once you are a bumpy road, people criticize that, okay, no, this is not going to work. But you have to have a faith in whatsoever you are doing. You have to have the energy. And if you are not energetic, you are not motivated, how can you expect from your team to bring that energy, to uplift the game? So pehle apni to energy kare na puri, and then, expect from others. If you are coming with a sad face, each day, you know, this is not right or this is not right, nothing is gonna work. You have to come with a, you know, with a, we have to become optimistic. You have to have a positive, you know, thinking all the time. And it's all about the growth mindset. And that's gonna, you know, translate into your people, and then it's going to reflect into your products. So it's a quality of the people which is going to, you know, build a quality product. Don't expect like people who are all the time criticizing their own self and then expecting a very good product. No. Bad people, bad product, bad company. Simple.
Absolutely. Very nice, simple equation. Yes. Acha, so we have two questions also. So I'm also going to actually add a feedback form link here. It will take just 2 minutes. If you can please fill out the form. सिर्फ 4 सवाल हैं इसके अंदर literally, and this will help us in improving the content of the workshops and the different areas that we cover for you to fulfill your needs. So please, if you can just take out 2 minutes to fill the questionnaire, and Waqas can go ahead and answer the next question.
Yeah, so there is a question. He's asking, Saad is asking that how a founder possibly align team goals with the company goals, and it's hard to convince smart people working together. Yes, very rightly said. Smart people are not difficult. They have their own thinking. They want to do everything. So let me give you an example. And it's not, yes, it relates to in art, but this is a different story. So there was a study in one of the universities done where जहाँ पे वो मुर्गियों का एग्जाम्पल करते हैं. So there were egg laying hens. So in a cage के अंदर there are 6 egg laying hens, and one is out of one of those is high producing egg laying hen, and other are low producing egg laying hens. So what they did, उन्होंने क्या सारी rock stars को इकट्ठा कर लो. High producing egg वालों को they put it together in one cage, and वो जो low producing they put it in one cage. After 3 weeks, they went again. I will send you that story. It's I think it's Harvard Business Review or something. It was, I read over there. After 3 weeks, the high producing, the high smart people, not high, smart people, out of 6, 4 were killed. They killed. Only 2 survived, and they were bald. There were no feathers on them. And on the other side, those average egg producing egg, they started, their average egg production goes up, up, up. Why it happened? Being leaders, you have to see the mix and match. You have to see, you have to play your part. That, okay, you are smart, okay, you are good in that, but he's also good in that. So you have to balance it. You have to, make it like, it's just like oiling the, वो क्या कहते हैं, oil change करते रहे. Like oiling at a time, you have to be with them all the time. And then you feel it that, okay, the length, engine or kilometers chal raha hai. So how you bring your smart people along with other people, that's an art where the founders and the co-founders, they have to play their part. And you have to appreciate, you have to recognize all those folks, not only 1 or 2. So that's something where you can manage. And then, their goals, for example, someone wants to learn machine learning, but your product has nothing to do with machine learning. And definitely goals with the products you are going to build and the guy who want to do something are totally different. So you have to gel your team together in a way that, okay, while doing this, you are going to gain this learning curve. Someone says, okay, I'm very good technically, but I want to interact with the client. Give them the opportunity to talk to client. Give them the opportunity to learn new things. And that's how, you create a bond with them. And then you grow together, work together. and then celebrate your success and celebrate your failures too. It's not just not celebrating your success, and appreciate that you did and it didn't work. It's fine.
Absolutely. So we have one more question from Jason.
Yes, so yeah, real estate is again, your first child, you cannot forget your first child. So I always, after every few days, I go to earth.tk, good at Google, look at Google Analytics. Okay, how my organic traffic is performing. Augmented reality, yes, there's a lot of room here. But in Pakistan, still there are dealers involved. There are big giants in the market as well. But it all depends on your own thing, and there are a lot of things available. But I would say define your niche. The mistake I made, define your niche, be very specific in solving one problem. Once you solve one problem, very good, and you get some traction, then it's just like circle. First initially, and what just onions, each layer, build those layers, uh, build those layers, and then you see the results, and then your product will be formed, and then you can address to massive. So I'm always available. I love to help people. I go on trail each day until and unless it's not slippery. I go to trail 5, early morning, and I'm a strong believer of 2 P's. One is patience, and other is persistence. Just try to have these 2 P's in your life, and then you will see a massive change. And we are not here just doing at VisionX. We have, the community managers here. She's also part of this session. Maria is also here. So we are all time helping, the community, and, doing different activities. Bridging gaps is another thing which we are running right now. Just focusing on the individual habits, what they want to do, what they want to, achieve, and how can we help them. So it's not about like people here at VisionX are just building those products or, scaling those. It's about like uplifting the humans, uplifting your colleagues, and bridging all those gaps together. And once the team is gelled in, they are going to do everything. I hope I have answered your question.
Absolutely. I think you've answered all of the questions in great detail. So thank you for that. And thank you for such an enlightening session. Anyone else has any questions? अगर कोई questions हैं तो please chat में लिखते हैं. And अगर नहीं हैं तो then we'll let Waqas go in a little while because we've taken up a lot of his time, I think.
No issues. It's my pleasure.
And just a quick reminder, if you can please also fill out the feedback form, because we want to improve the content that we provide to you through these workshops. So जितना हमें पता होगा कि what are the problem areas, उतना बेहतर तरीके से हम content curate कर सकेंगे. Also, so we're also giving away some AWS swag. So we will post about that in the WhatsApp group. So people who keep taking the workshops, so what we'll do is that we'll ask 2 questions from Waqas's workshop, and whoever is the first to answer correctly will get some AWS swag. So just keep an eye out for that in the WhatsApp group. And if there's nothing else, thank you for joining us, and thank you so much, Waqas. If you don't want to add anything else, thank you so much for joining us today and taking out the time.
No, it's my pleasure. You guys are more than welcome anytime. If I could be of any help, I am here. But just one last thing, I'm a great advocate of developing habits. So that's only one thing which differentiates between successful and a normal person. If you are having some good habits, you are going to be different. And if how you replace your habits, your routines, with good habits, that is going to be a change maker. So thank you, all of you. Enjoy your day, each day. Once you are coming into the office, that's the day to make it. And literally, once you have the energy, you have the passion, your team is going to work with you side by side, and they will do you everything for you. I am a strong believer. If you are, fully motivated, they are going to be motivated, and they would work with you hands on like this, and they will be gel together. Thank you, all of you. Thanks to AWS, and also Arzish, Shahab, Umar, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next workshop.
Bye.
Thank you.